Hi, my name is Christofis. I'll be doing my presentation on my placement at Thornbury Secondary College. I'll talk about the school, my action plan, and my time on placement, and the way I teach my classes. Thornbury Secondary College is a public school located in Melbourne's northern suburbs. The school has a population of 1,100 students. Students come from all backgrounds and nationalities. The school has 53 Koori Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander students. The school caters for all their needs, and the school is mainly known for its arts and multicultural programs. While I was at the school, I got to teach media. My mentor teacher was Emma McCulloch, who was also a previous film school student turned teacher. My background as well was in film and TV. I did a degree at a film school at JMC Academy, and now I'm aiming to become a media high school teacher and an English teacher as well. Thornbury High is known for its media and arts. The school contains a TV-style studio setup with a massive green screen, studio lights, and the students also have access to 8 cameras, equipment such as tripods, lighting, and audio equipment. The students have a whole bunch of computers with editing software that the students can use at their disposal. This is to help them create their short films or any special effects they do with their movies, any green screen stuff that they do as well. And also the school has its own channel, has its own program on Channel 31 called Class TV. This consists of a Year 9 Class TV class. Every year, a different Year 9 class will be able to do this, and they shoot around 25 episodes a season, or 22 episodes a season, with a whole bunch of different material and content that they have to provide for Channel 31. My time at the school, the students were working on their short films that they were getting assessed for their Unit 4 media assignments. The students were in the middle of editing and getting everything finished. My mentor and myself would encourage the students to enter their work into local film festivals and any type of film competitions to get their work exposed. Also at the school, we ran a mini short film festival where we had a competition for the top 5 films to be for all the students' films to be shown, and the top 5 films would win a prize. First prize was a GoPro camera, which was valued at around $500 for the lucky student who won the major award, and then the rest of the students won a DVD gift pack from Madman Films. Myself and my mentor organised a producer from ABC TV to come in and help us judge the films, be our guest judge, as well as myself and the mentor, which we all agreed with points in the end. We also got votes from the friends and the families that came to watch the movie, so we showed about 11 of them that we ended up picking to show that were appropriate for the night, and we also had a winner in the end. The school also had an artistic day, where what happened was there was the music department, the arts department, the media department, drama department, and we all kind of had an activity each for the Year 8 students, and after at the end of every period, the students would rotate and go to a different activity. I helped run the media activity with the media person of the school, whose name was Jack. Myself and Jack ran in the studio a fake game show for the kids to participate in. The students would take turns at using the cameras, the editing equipment, and also the contestants and the person who was giving out the questions during the game show. The activity was a huge success with all the groups. The activity was their favourite one of all because they were all doing something and it was all very active, positive, and it was a fun environment to be in. All the students got a lot out of it, and it was a pleasure to be able to run with Jack during the day. It was a huge responsibility as well. The first lesson I had with the students was a Year 10 media class. The first set of classes that I taught them was about Australian media and TV broadcasting. I taught them how the channels work. They learned who runs them, how the financials are sorted, the programming that they show. I taught them about community TV, government TV, commercial and pay TV. This topic was unfortunately a very broad subject and it was more informational based. There was only a minor section on the exam that was dedicated to this, according to my mentor. After giving the students a rundown of all the stations, I will test their knowledge of what programming was shown on a particular station. I asked one of the students what type of programs are on ABC. I let them think about it for a second, just like the Apple method, which is in the effective questioning technique, which was part of my action plan. Apple stands for ask, pause, pick, listen, and evaluate. I picked one of the quiet students. I picked one of the quiet students in the class. Asked the question. The student explained to me what ABC broadcasts. That ABC broadcasts a lot of political programming and programming TV shows from the BBC. This was explained to them during the class explanation. I then evaluated his answer by asking the students what type of shows the BBC produced that the ABC put on. The students used the examples that I had given them in the lesson and added their own personal knowledge to the shows ABC shows from the BBC network. This was done successfully to my surprise because a lot of the students told me at the start that they didn't watch the ABC network. Another question I asked the students was about the type of shows that they watch and why they watch them. I asked a few of them individually. The majority of the students stated that they watched Friends, the TV show. I asked them what format they watch it on. Some stated that they had the DVD box sets, some said that they downloaded it, and the rest of them watched it on TV. I asked them about what channels they had seen it on. Then after they told me where they had watched it, I went back to what categories of TV station that they viewed it. Commercial TV and pay TV was their answers. The students were able to identify the different genres that are played on certain networks. The students are very bright, and I was surprised I answered the questions I threw at them effectively. Sometimes I answered the questions as a group, and sometimes I answered them individually. Making sure you're giving the students the right questions as well can sometimes be a hard and challenging job, because you want to make sure that you've got enough credibility into what you're asking them, making sure that you've already given them that information, and also testing what other knowledge that they may have to add to that. So, now I'll talk about the way I structure my classes. So, I like to get whole class focus, so we talk about one thing and kind of have a massive class discussion. I like to provide individual and group activities. So, for example, when I had the Year 7s, I split them up into groups of 4, and they had to make mini movie trailers for me, which was part of the assessment, and it was a fun activity for them to do. They got to use the equipment, as well as research a bit by myself showing them movie trailers online, and then getting them to reenact and to produce their own with music, editing, and all special effects. Also, if there was any activities for research, we might have gone to the learning centre, which the school had, which was obviously in the library, getting them to research parts of either assignments that they had, or oral presentations, or research for their short films. Hands-on activities, as I mentioned, getting them to use the cameras, getting them to go in the studios, which I can show an example of as well. Using ICT, using the editing programs, using the computers. The students were pretty successful at that. Myself and Jack had to be around them and over their shoulders, helping them out with their editing whenever they had some trouble. So making connections to the experiences. During my placement, me and the students had an excursion at Millionaire Hot Seat, which was being filmed at Dockland Studios. I got to show the students what the Channel 9 studios look like, comparing it to our own studio and seeing the stuff that they use and the stuff that we use, and comparing the two, and obviously with the production values, the type of equipment that's used, etc. And then reaccounting what we did over that journey, over what short films we made, why we made them, why we made the choices in editing. Also sequencing classes properly as well, making sure that everything flows in order, from teaching the students how to make a short film by doing pre-production work, getting into the production, and then the post-production work. And that is the way I like to structure my classes, and that's the way I structured them at Thornbury High. Overall, I enjoyed my placement. I learned a lot of new things. The one thing I learnt more is to really be prepared. Make sure you got the right amount of information, make sure the lessons are structured properly, and put a bit of extra research into that. Overall though, I will enjoy having a career in teaching, and hopefully I'll go a long way with it and improve myself each way and get more experience as I go along. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the presentation.